All right, while me and several other people wait to see, is this crypto crash still on the books? Is it going to happen? I do what I normally do. Just keep on. Like Joe Dirt said, you got to keep on keeping on. Can't FOMO out now. Oh, man. Got $39 off, $40 Litecoin. I'm out at 25. And then my other 25% that I got rid of, I think I was out at 26 bucks on that one. So 75% out of Litecoin at 25. And 25% of my Litecoin, the remaining amount, I was out at, I think, 26 bucks. Watching this 39, 40, you know. I'd like to be out right now, $39, $40 in anticipation of what this guy thinks is coming, by the way. But, and anyways, you know my story. I'm waiting. Like I posted my little parody Green Day video. Roughly speaking, 2 weeks, we should know. Was the and it's not even Litecoin, it's really the crypto market, but I made the move with Litecoin. Either the dump is going to happen or it's not. And if it's not, we best get in because the, pretty healthy rally should be coming. But anyways, we expect a dump and then a nice rally. So I'm trying to capitalize on that. But I feel like I'm pretty sure I did a video about this not too long ago. But a little more detail now in this, even though this is actually an old, believe it or not, an old article. I felt, my wife sent it to me. Hey, check this out. I said, yeah, I think I should just do another video. Popular DNA testing company signs $300 million deal with big pharmaceutical company, 23andMe. You could give your DNA away if you want to, but I'm going to hold on to mine because your friends don't give their DNA. And if they don't give their DNA away, if they do, then they're no friends of mine. Yeah, I'll be hanging on to mine. No thanks. It might be time for people to reconsider before they spit in a tube. Online genetic testing services are wildly popular. Many people are using services such as 23andMe and Ancestry.com. And by the way, I'm going to tell you who owns 23andMe. And it ain't a coincidence. I'll tell you that in a second. To learn about their ancestral pasts, many use these services to gain more profound insights into their biological makeup, which is often used to assess risk for degenerative diseases such as cancer. This information offers use for more trivial insights, such as a person's rate of metabolism in concern with substances like caffeine. Pharmaceutical companies with access to such genetic information would be able to develop new products in more efficient ways. Oh, yeah? And what's to stop them from, I don't know, committing genocide on a certain type of race or person? Whatever. Well, we got DNA. We could just wipe out part of the population. That's conspiracy talking, though. We would never do that. People are not that mean. Oh, really? Well, let's just see who owns 23andMe in a second. GlaxoSmithKline, seeking to take advantage of just that, has announced a 4-year deal with 23andMe that allows them access to everyone's genetic information for precisely purposes pertaining to drug research. Yeah, we'll call it drug research. In some ways, it is obtuse or naive to assume the online genetic testing frenzy was ever to end well. Essentially, UK-based GlaxoSmithKline, one of the world's largest pharmaceutical ventures, just paid $300 million to sift through thousands upon thousands of genetic records of people who are primarily unaware or apathetic to the consequences of such activity. Concerning privacy, it isn't difficult to see the severe breach in customer or consumer trust. GlaxoSmithKline nor the Mountain View, California-based 23andMe signed into a massive scale deal without a clear interpretation that 23andMe's user agreements and privacy policy were in order, but an advantageous positioned gain through confusing and often distracting user agreements shouldn't take away from the unsavory conflict of interest happening here. GlaxoSmithKline is using the 23andMe deal as a way to breathe more life into its drug research programs, an initiative ran by its chief scientific officer and president, Hal Barron. Barron, as Glaxo's good fortune would have it, is a former Genentech executive. In other words, Barron has an excellent understanding of the importance of of DNA data to drug research. The ability to access such high volumes of saliva data is likely worth much more than $300 million. The variety of genes, the uniqueness, and variance of individual profiles is something rarely achieved by request or payment for such things. Worse more, 23andMe has become a blatant, unabashed wing of the pharmaceutical industry. The company has current deals with Pfizer and Lundbeck. Additionally, some believe that 23andMe may transition into the drug development sphere in a more independent undertaking. Like Glaxo, 23andMe also has a former Genentech executive, Richard Scheller, and that's Scheller, S-C-H-E-L-L-E-R, running a part of their operation. Scheller and Barron have a relationship that goes back before either worked for their current companies. The process is to obtain consent to share user data is fundamentally sound on the part of 23andMe. Nearly 80% of all users opt in to share their genetic information with third-party entities. An opt-in 23andMe user is given a health quiz that likely accompanies their ancestral file when the data is shared, significantly adding value to the data. But things get tricky when you don't realize the full breadth of the data you're sharing. The company will ask if you'd like the company to store or discard your saliva sample. Likely storing the saliva samples are incentives to further, easier future upgrades and offerings. However, your saliva and your genetic data that 23andMe obtains from your saliva aren't the same things, according to 23andMe's user agreement. If you opt to discard your saliva, your genetic info remains stored for up to 10 years. Considering GlaxoSmithKline signed a 4-year deal, it is safe to say that a lot of sharing can be accomplished in a matter of years rather than decades. 23andMe Wiki. Privately held personal genomics and biotechnology company based in Mountain View, California. The company is named for the 23 pairs of chromosomes in a normal human cell. The company had a previously fraught relationship with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, due to its genetic health tests, but as of October 2015, DNA tests ordered in the U.S. include a revised health component per FDA approval. 23andMe has been selling a product with both ancestry and health-related components in Canada since October 2014 and in the UK since December 2014. In 2007, 23andMe became the first company to begin offering autosomal DNA testing for ancestry, blah, blah, blah. Company was founded by Linda Avey, Paul Kusenza, and Anne Wojcicki, however you say that. Who is this? I'll hover my mouse, take a look. Anne. Who is Anne? Sister to who? Whoop. Sister to who? Take a wild guess. She attended Yale University. Where's her sister? Oh, here we go. Personal life. Married Google, co-founder of Google, Deep State Google, Sergey Brin, in May of 2007. They have a son, born in December 2008, and a daughter, Chloe. The couple ceased to live together in 2013, and they divorced in 2015. Interesting. And isn't her sister the head of YouTube? Head of YouTube. Susan is her sister's last name. She has been the CEO of YouTube since February 2014. So her sister's the head of YouTube. She's the head of 23andMe. She married into Sergey Brin, for God's sakes. Got his fortune. See ya, I'm out. Divorced. But the point is, Google, YouTube, 23andMe, DNA collection, they're spying on all of us. Facebook, sharing data with each other's major global corporations. And what in the hell are they doing with our data? It's one thing to have, and it's not even one, this is terrible anyways, to have Facebook app on your phone. Tell my wife, get that piece of crap off, get that app. If you want to use Facebook, just go to the website. Don't use the app. It's listening to everything you say, which means it's listening to everything that I say in my house, even though I'm not the one that signed the agreement that my wife assigned on her phone to use the app, or my kids for that matter, or any company that comes to my house and is speaking and having a conversation. I kind of feel like a lawsuit could be very necessary here. So it's bad enough that they're listening and everything. Now they want your effing DNA. The same people. This isn't one different group. This is the same people who want your DNA. And I remember something Michelle White Duff said on an old blog post of hers about DNA. And it's very simple. I don't know if I'd be giving any of my DNA out to anybody. And if I did have to do it, I'd say I'm somebody else and I'd deliver it somewhere else. And say this is this person. Make some name up. What I'm going with that is, I won't be giving you any DNA ever. No thanks, but no thanks. And what do? Let's sell it to the pharmaceutical industry. Which again is part of the big club. Not amazing? That's why I had to do another video about this. Just because. Let's do it again. Take care.